Hang up to the massive guys, we are finally back again for the second reaction video of this Mystelics reaction guys videos of today guys. Don't forget to check out the first one in the first comment in the comment box below guys. And of course, as always, big up the Mystelics YouTube family. You have definitely tuned into another reaction video, and of course, no comments on there. Big up all yourself as well for definitely tuning into this here reaction video. If you've not done so, definitely do what? Subscribe, so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through guys. Subscribe, click the bell, and then click all, and you'll be pretty much notified when I drop my videos right there and then. And of course, to the Mystelics YouTube family, you know what to do already. Click the thumbs up button. But how? Some of you doesn't even watch the videos. They'll click the thumbs up button. Well, let me say it at least. Click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that to help the algorithm of this here videos to be pushed further and further when they click the thumbs up button. So definitely do this in this regard right there. Now guys, what you're seeing right there is a letter which came from the office of the president right there. Of course, you have a number of individuals who actually met with the president to try to discuss and make sense of what is happening when this election vibrations is coming forth, when the prime minister called elections much faster than electoral reform. It's a heck of a thing right there guys. Don't forget to check out the first comment in the comment box below guys, the first video in the comment box below guys, in the first comment in the comment box below guys, so you can get more vibrations. You guys need to check that out right there. But let us get into this vibrations as we see right there. Press statement. This one will make sense. Of course, this I think was written by the president's secretary, which makes sense. It's a press statement. I didn't understand the previous one that she did when it comes considering that she was writing to Lennox. She was writing to the opposition leader. I don't understand, but it seems like the president probably lazy. I get in so much money, he can't write letter. But this was a press statement right there, which makes sense right there. His Excellency, she's stating right there. let me stop rough up my voice right there. His Excellency Charles A. Savarine or Savarine. Hey, his mother and grandfather that give his name, or his father to give whoever last name that day, all you know that. The president of the Commonwealth of Dominica met with a delegation from the Electoral Reform Coalition, the ERC, on Monday, 21st November 2022. That was about 3 days ago right there at the conference room of the office of the president from 11:05 a.m. to 1:10 p.m. So that's about 2 hours and 5 minutes. Yes, 2 hours and 5 minutes of discussions right there. The Electoral Reform Coalition, ERC, had written to the president requesting the meeting. The ERC delegation was held by Dr. Thompson Fountain, who of course you know Dr. Thompson Fountain, consultant to the ERC, and of course that included attorney at law Cara Shillingford Marsh, they forget the Marsh part, representative of the National Joint Action Movement, NJAM, and of course Mr. Isaac Baptist, representative of the United Workers Party, also Mr. Bernard Hutal, what is that? Hotal, whatever is that last name, representative of the Dominica Freedom Party, Mr. Kent Vidal. So they're pretty much doing it in the, anyways, you get my point right there. Ken Vidal, representative of the Dominica Freedom Party, representative of NJAM, and of course Mr. Loftus Dura, who was of course one of the individuals I was speaking on Facebook about having electoral reform. So I definitely expected him to be part of that meeting right there. Representative of the Civic Vibe Movement. Also in attendance with the Honorable Attorney General, as well as the Solicitor General, and the Chief Parliamentary Counsel, who were invited by the president to join him and offer their advice as needed. So he wanted to make sure that they don't come and rope him in anything. He wanted to get their feedback as well. Mr. Joseph Peters, representative of the Dominic Public Service Union, did not attend, but I'm guessing he had to attend, but he did not attend in this regard. Upon the invitation of the president right there, representatives of ERC, the electoral, look it on top there, Electoral Reform Coalition, expressed their concerns regarding the calling of a snap election, as if it's Thanos that day. The prime minister does, hey, snap election right there. He snap his fingers. They need to take off that thing on his hand. But anyways, by the honorable prime minister, without the necessary electoral reform, which he promised the Dominicans that he would have done before the next general election, and he did not do that. So you know it's a lie already. Of course, without the necessary electoral reform coupled with other issues surrounding Dominica's electoral system. Of course, you're talking about voter ID cards, you know, re-registration of individuals. I mean, how on earth can Dominica have more individuals on the voters list than the population of Dominica? It makes you will not see that anywhere across the world, nowhere at all. You will not see that nowhere else. But Dominica apparently has more population on the voters list than in the population of Dominica itself. So let that sink in. And then, anyways, where was I? Electoral ERC representative therefore sought the intervention of the president and offered recommendations upon which they contend the president could act to help resolve the concerns raised. Following the ventilation of views and the intervention by the Honorable Attorney General when needed, His Excellency the President sought to address the concerns raised by the ERC's representatives, making reference to the relevant provisions of the Constitution and the law, which clearly specify the role of the President on occasions when the House of Assembly is dissolved to facilitate the holding of a general election. That seems like he's doing nothing. Because like I always said before, guys, I keep mentioning this from time to time, the president of Dominica is not Dominica's president. Especially if you guys recall how he was elected to become president. There was a number of squabble taking place saying that he should not be there since he was the leader of the Freedom Party. And then as a result of them joining the DLP team and becoming family friends, a coalition friends, then they must have promised him certain things and being imparted. And I say, you know what, we will take over and then you become president. And therefore becomes not Dominica's president, but the Prime Minister's president. And that is a very dangerous thing, since the president is supposed to be neutral, just like the Mr. Speaker of the House is supposed to be neutral. I cannot understand these things. The man on stage, the man not hiding. The man not hiding. In every DLP thing it have, the man on stage, dressed in a red shirt, to appease his masters, and then they come in parliament, and when there's a lot of things, when the opposition are bringing up vital points, the man want to say all kind of thing and reading things out of context, and he's supposed to know in context how things are applicable. And there was one point in time, I stated this in some previous videos before, where the Prime Minister told the Mr. Speaker of the House, what he's saying not making sense, that is not accurate. But then when he speaks to the opposition, when the Mr. Speaker speaks to the opposition, he wants to say his law is whatever he says goes. But then he wants to abide by what the Prime Minister of Dominica is telling him and say, no, that is not accurate. This is what should. I remember watching that. I wish I could get that video for me to react. It's in one of the parliament videos. It's in one of them. The man literally telling the Mr. Speaker of the House what he's saying. No, that's not accurate. And that is how it should have been. But then when the opposition literally reading the book word for word, point to point, action to action, based on what is written, there is no way you can deny it. The Mr. Speaker of the House is saying, no, that is not how it's. Boy. And then when man get frustrated now and man walking out, you have people who do not even participate or understand the full thing of what is going on. They then think that the opposition is just walking out because they want to walk out for walking out sake. When there's a frustration that is being put on them in the House of Parliament. And as a result of not having electoral reform, the opposition say they're not contesting because there's no electoral reform, and that makes sense to me. If the Prime Minister want to run, give him all, man. That is my point of view. Give him all, let him run, and let the people understand why opposition is necessary. I know some of them start understanding now. They're understanding now. But some of them still say they don't want to vote for the independent people. Guess what for one of my friends told me? She told me that they said they'll go back and vote for Scarit. And you think people are good head? Just like the previous video, they say Scarit, the guy was saying Scarit is not the problem. You guys need to check out that previous reaction I did today, you know. That thing powerful, man. I get goosebumps on that. Yes, sir. It's not, they say it's not Scarit that is the problem. And I personally believe so. It's not Scarit that is the problem because the people are allowing it. It's the people that is the problem. Even if they take people from overseas to come down and vote and then they go back. I mean, the people not see what happened in Dominica. They seen, but they still come in and put things because they get the liquor money. Well, even if you get the money, take the money and vote opposite and go back now. So that things can start happening. What all people overseas, all you like to send things to Dominica and feel like all you in charge. Hey, I doing much better than you, so I can send you a barrel or something for you to get a little something. That is it a pride thing or I don't understand. How on earth you know things are bad overseas? Not as bad as they are in Dominica, but You know things are bad overseas, and you allowing your family in Dominica to continue suffering, to become dependent on the government. Some of it does really freak me out, you know. Anyways, following the ventilation of views and interviews and intervention by the blah 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 needed excellence sought address to concern raised by the ERC. I'll just read that a while ago. Anyways, in responding to comments that the president had been informed that the Electoral Commission was not and would not be ready to hold elections. I also heard that as well. When they called elections, the Electoral Commission was not ready to hold elections. A month they give the boy, if the Electoral Commission are not ready to hold elections, how on earth the Prime Minister call election just like that? Wouldn't the Electoral Commission say, hey guys, we are not ready? I mean, this is what they're saying right there. In responding to comments that the president had been informed that the Electoral Commission was not and would not be ready to hold election, and that the president in the circumstances, according to section 19 of the House of Assembly Elections Act, chapter 201, could postpone the election for 30 days. Guess what the president said? His Excellency pointed out that he had received no such communication from the commissioner. He had received a letter from one of the individuals involved in the electoral thing, Mr. Wayne James, who is a member of the commission, but the president is not advised by individual members of the commission. I mean, a person from the commission, the electoral commission, is writing you and saying we are not ready for electoral reform. The president is then saying that he is not advised by one of the members. He is advised by who? He's not advised by individual members of the commission, but by the chairman acting on behalf of the commission. So one of the members involved in the electoral commission is saying that we are not ready. You think he just saying that for saying its sake, for good time? My question here is, why isn't the chairman acting on the chairman? But by the chairman acting on behalf of the commission, why isn't the chairman say unless the chairman is also bought? Boy, that is something else. That is something else. Unless the chairman is also bought. Because I remember the last time they were having the protests in Roseville and stuff, a number of people came out. Everybody came out to say, hey, no elections, no reform, elections happen. I mean, everybody came out, you guys. Roseville was jam packed. I have it on BrBpTV, you guys can check it out. I have the protests taking place in Roseville where thousands of Dominicans came out in Roseville and said, no election, no reform. No reform, no elections. They came out. Then they started having meetings, and I keep telling people the Prime Minister is just killing time. I keep people on listen. I tell them the Prime Minister is killing time and there will be no reform, no electoral reform, and there will be elections. And that same thing I said happened. To the point, even before the elections of 2019, the leader of the United Workers' Party, the former United Workers' Party leader, well, Lennox Linton, was saying that he's not contesting. But Lennox Linton is not acting as his own person. He's acting as the organization of the United Workers' Party. The leader, yes, but of course, being principal and be giving advice from the others. But the commission of United Workers' Party say, no, let us run the election. You cannot give the thing to scare to just take over everything like that. Which I understand at that time things were a thing, but we understand what Scarrett is doing, and it doesn't make sense to be contending an election when you know all, not some, you know, all the odds are against you. Even considering the very fact that they are bringing in people to vote. Guys, we're going to see planes in the airport here. I wonder if I've heard that the AOS people are coming in. They're gonna be some electoral observers coming in. I hope if their eyes open, they will see the planes this time. Unofficially, they were saying this thing, they are tense inside, they don't need to think, but they based on the laws of Dominica, then the elections will reflected the will of the people. But people not protesting, people not doing nothing. How you expect them to people don't easy, no boy. If nobody's protesting and everybody going to do elections and what have you guys, don't you think that they will say it reflects the will of the people? Because they keep saying the last one that it was peaceful, everything was cool, and people need to. Well, if that's what the people want, then that's what the people wanted. But if nobody protesting and the OAS people are observing and they see everything peaceful and whatnot, and then the election, the whatever the election results come in, I mean, what do you expect them to say? They know that there are things, they see certain things. Unofficially, they made statements. Officially, they have to go by the laws of Dominica, and they know this. But I find it interesting that the Electoral Commissioner, Wayne James, is saying that the Electoral Commissioner is not ready to hold elections. And the President checking, well, he is not advised by one person, individual member. He's advised by the chair. But then again, if the chair is bought, nothing's going to happen here. It's not finished yet, guys. There's more. There's more. Okay. In response to the comments made about the electoral reform process, His Excellency, the President stated that with regard to the reports to be submitted by Sir Dennis Byron, which I think would make sense. I mean, you the President, you literally said that way. I did the reaction, guys. You guys can check it out. But the President was all for the electoral reform. But then again, if he's not Dominica's president, he's Prime Minister Skerritt's president, obviously he'll try his best to do all kind of things that is ensuring his master's will. But of course, submitted by Sir Dennis, of course, Byron on the electoral reform in regards to that, it was his expectation that the recommendations will be expeditiously acted upon by the government to include the holding of consultations with the relevant stakeholders. But he has not done that, sir. He has not done that. You know he has not done that. You literally stated this very thing. You stated that there should be no more squabbling and people saying about electoral reform. This should be done. When it should be done this month, it's supposed to start. And by December, January, phase 1 would have been completed. And then in April 2023, by April, the latest for April, according to the letter I saw, then the second phase would have been done and brought into Parliament to be passed, so that proper elections can be done. And if the Skerritt them win, then great. Unless there's stains there. But if they win, you can say, okay, at least it has been a little more fair in this regard, and as a little bit about me more fair, then you can say, okay, you know, they won, they finally won, and give it to them to win. But when there's stains and the government know that there's stains and uses its stains and the broken laws that are not applicable today, but they are still there, then the Prime Minister can do whatever he wants to do. But it's rather interesting that they threw out the treating case. There's ample evidence of treating going on. I mean, we were on video and a man literally says that they beat him and they should have beat him earlier so he can get his house fast. Boy. And by the way, if they beat him, you gotta get more money, you know, as a result of that. You gotta get more money, but you know. Towards the end of the meeting, Dr. Thompson Fontaine thanked the office of the President for affording the Electoral Reform Coalition the opportunity to meet and engage with the President and to voice their concerns. His Excellency responded that it was great pleasure interacting with the ERC and assured the group that the office of the President was always available to accommodate individuals or groups who wish to meet with the President, and that if the ERC wishes to meet with him in the future on this matter or any other matter, he would make himself available. The meeting was very cordial, interactive, and fruitful. Nothing happened. How is it fruitful? They came in to say about the concerns. They voiced the concerns. He said nothing. There's a part I have to mention right there where they talk about the 30 days. Where's the 30 days? Yeah, this. So they're saying that, you know, based off the Electoral Act, Chapter 201, that means based off the Electoral Commission not being ready, they could postpone the election for 30 days. But from my understanding of one of the individuals who were at the meeting, they stated to me that the President stated that it would not have been enough days to postpone the election for another 30 days. I mean, that would have meant that phase 1 of the electoral thing would have been completed. That would have tell people, hey, okay, we can register to vote instead of 24 hours. Because remember, when the Prime Minister called elections on the 6th of December, that means people had only up to December 7th, midnight, to register to vote. So if this thing is, I mean, it makes more sense than the thing. 30 days from December 6th would give phase 1 the completion that it needed. So at least we'll have a little, something happening. But then I was told that the president check-in, not enough days. Like I told you guys, not Dominica's president that day. This is Scared's president. Scared president that day is not Dominica's president. What has the president done in any way, shape, or form that could have helped in the matter? The people are saying that look at the different movements, the civil movement, private, public, all these people are coming and say, hey, we want electoral reform. Mr. President, we would like that to happen. Reflect the will of the people by saying, okay, we need electoral reform to have free and fair elections. The president is supposed to take the will of the people into consideration and say, okay, fine, we'll have to postpone it, let this be done, and then we'll have this. He has the power to do this. He has the power. Don't make the president has the power to do this. This is why when state of emergency comes in, the president is the one who is the one who is in charge. Well, we know from last time when state of emergency wasn't president that was in charge. Huh? That is something else. When there's emergencies and the stuff, the president is the one. When they dissolve the parliament, the president is the one that takes over. He's the one in charge until another prime minister comes in, until somebody takes a particular position that's supposed to help the country. But what has happened? What is the president doing? Come in and speak. He come and speak in parliament, talk about electoral reform. Electoral reform is on the table on the eve that it was going to happen. They call elections. And what your words? So your words don't mean nothing, president. Your words don't mean nothing. Because you were literally saying that in 2020, February 10th, you were saying that about electoral reform and then putting away all the struggles and the things that people have to say about it. Finally, it'll be done. February 10th, you say that 2020, sorry, not 2022. And look, elections happening again. So what was the point of you talking? What was the point of the president talking in the first place if what he's saying doesn't hold no type of weight as president of Dominica? And I feel that's probably what I'm scared them doing is he's president. From my understanding of things, he's president. So therefore, if he's his president, he has to abide by his will, the prime minister's will, not his own will. Even though he come and say in the public, you see, that's why talking doesn't matter. People talk, does blase. It's not talking that matters, it's the action. Just like I tell people, and I like the little people them to listen. If your friends them not helping you in any way, shape or form, these are not your friends. Because especially if they always constantly coming to you and just, hey, give me something now. Give me a little something now. But they never say, hey, look a little something. They never say nothing like that. These are not your friends. These are your enemies. You watch people and understand people from the actions that they are doing for you. Without any reservation, mark you. They just real, hey, there's this opportunity out there. Let me see if I can, hey, I heard about this opportunity. Hey, let's go and do something. I see this opportunity. What are your thoughts on this? Let's see if we can do something. They're telling you about it. They're trying to get you involved because they think you have the skills and talents to do it. Your friends don't know your talents and skills and you calling them your friends. It's not by the words that people utter. I love you, I love you. You can say how much I love you that you want. The actions have to show it. People must start looking at actions, not the things that people say. Start looking at the concrete, objective reality. I don't understand what is wrong with human beings. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in this regard right there. They had a meeting with the president. Nothing happened. Yet the secretary saying the meeting was very cordial, indeed interactive, maybe fruitful. I don't think so. How can it be fruitful and you end up in the same predicament you was before? Anyways, maybe it's just me. What are your thoughts, guys? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. Don't forget to check out the previous reaction video I did for today. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get more videos as they tend to come through. Click subscribe, click the bell, and then click all. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you have not done so. I would appreciate that right there and then. And give this video a thumbs up for the individuals who are trying their best to see if they can do things on a normal basis. But it seems like the system itself is rigged. Not just the system is rigged, but you have the people putting their people in positions to prevent other people. I said this some time back on as well. They put their people in certain positions to prevent you from ever affecting what they want to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, guys, and check out the previous reaction I did earlier on today. And I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Boom bam.